Welcome back to our channel, Living on the Ohio River. Hi, I'm Carrie Hinshaw from Key Associate Signature Realty. If you're new to our channel, tap that subscribe button. And if you've been watching, thanks so much, and give me more thumbs up. As you know, the algorithm loves it. As you know, I'm a local realtor, but I do love to do these videos. So I just want to make sure if you are relocating, definitely reach out. We would be happy to help. And we have a great relocation guide for all of Southern Indiana and Northern Kentucky area. Click the link in the description below. Indiana has lots of rural areas, and I mentioned a lot of the bigger towns all the time, and I even mentioned some of the counties. But I never really kind of go over in all the small towns, which I never want to forget about because they are darling in each county. So in the next few different videos that you see over the next few weeks, I'm going to review each county and all the towns it has to offer, not just the bigger ones, and what is in them, how big they are, and give you a map kind of so you can understand what these towns are, where they're at in each county, and where the county's located if you're not sure exactly what we're talking about. So today we are highlighting Spencer County. It is a county of about 19,000 people. It is kind of in the middle of Southern Indiana between Evansville and Louisville area roughly, and it borders the Ohio River. Obviously, Santa Claus, Indiana, everybody knows about that because of the amusement park, Holiday World Splashin Safari. We have a lot of tourism in this town, so if you're not from here, you probably may have actually visited if you are within a few hours of this area. So it is an amusement park. It also has Christmas Lake Village, which is a gated community, and just a great living spot, probably the most, I would say, famous if you're looking at the towns for the Spencer County area. So it roughly has about 2,500 people that live in it today, and which is interesting because when we're in tourism time, I think we can have 20, 30,000 people come through a day. So our little town transforms, and that's one thing you would have to get used to if you moved here at the town of Santa Claus. The next one I'm going to mention is Rockport. This is actually our county seat. We did a video recently, so go back and watch it. This actually is the town that borders the Ohio River. If you look at Santa Claus, it's actually a little bit higher up in the county, more the north side of the county. Rockport is the south of the county. It is the county seat. A beautiful courthouse resides here. And you also have a charming little downtown, older homes in this area. It's on the river as well, and there's some really pretty riverfront homes that are historic. The population is about 2,270. There is a lot more amenities in this area. You have restaurants, you have a grocery store, schools nearby. It's more near Richland. You do have an elementary, and it's real close to Owensboro. So if you need to jump over to Owensboro for some amenities, this is one location to look at. Buffaloville. Buffaloville is a very small town, and it is east of Santa Claus, and it's 150 people. Pretty much blink and you go right through it. Rural living, and basically just that feel of agricultural land and rec land. So Chrisney is about 500 people. It has a lot of history to it. It's really what I call the midway between North Spencer and South Spencer. So our 4-H center area to meet is there. It has a lot more amenities, kind of like some places to eat, gas station, just things that you might need access to. It also has a small golf course, so it's very pretty. Has a lot of history of agricultural community and farmers that live kind of on the outskirts of it. Also, there is an elementary school called Chrisney Elementary, and it also sits there as one of the 4 that feed into our middle school and high school. So if you like to be near a school, this may be a town to look at. Dale, population of 1,500. This is one of the more prominent towns, 1,500 people, and there's a lot of history there. David Turnham is also the elementary school there. So another town if you like to walk towards schools. It has a beautiful park with a splash pad. It also hosts the Del Fall Fest. There's a library there, a few more amenities with grocery store and shopping with regards to, gas stations and that kind of thing. Not tons of stuff, but there is some amenities that if you need to run out and get, you do have access to. And you have historic homes there. There's a lot of history with Dale, as well as new homes that are being built today as well. Eureka, a town of 100. It's a little bit below Richland, so it is closer to the Newburgh area, very rural pretty much. If you blink, you're going to go through this town as well. But it is that recreation and farm ground area of Spencer County. Evanston, the town of 600. This is rural living too. I'd call it very much agricultural. A lot of Spencer County is agricultural communities. It has a ball field. That's how I remember Evanston. And they have the Evanston Hog Roast. That just shows you that that is something that happens every year. And a lot of people come back, even if they don't live here, still to attend it. So it is a close-knit group and proud people that do live there. So Evanston, if you're looking for the rural living with that tight-knit group, with a little festival every year. Fulda, 200 people. This is in between Evanston area, New Boston, and St. Meinrad. It's another one that if you blink, you go through. It has a very tight-knit community, German heritage, a beautiful church, few amenities with a bar and a grocery, not a grocery store, but a convenience store. But it's definitely pretty as well. It's all agricultural, as I say, that's your environment. But it gives you a feel of that strip going through a town, and there are a few things that you need or you want to attend a church. New Boston, this is when you blink if you're going through. It's near going towards Perry County, the Troy area in Tell City. They have the New Boston Tavern. That's what they are famous for. Wonderful food. So if you aren't from here or if you're traveling through, make sure you stop. This is definitely a farming rural community as well with a great restaurant. Patronville, this is actually going towards Owensboro, south of Richland. So it's a place that's rural as well. It gives you more of that quiet atmosphere of living, but easy access in the Owensboro. So this may be a place, and you're also close to the South Spencer High School and Middle School. So great location if you want to get off to Owensboro, but also be in rural living, maybe work in Owensboro, but then you're also close to the schools. Richland, which is north of Patronville, this is 400 people. This is where the South Spencer High School and Middle School are. There are a few amenities in this area as well, very close again to Owensboro, but also close to Newburgh. So you can go the other direction east and hit Newburgh within 20 minutes too. So it's convenient to two different cities that you may need access to. It is where the actual schools reside, and it also gives you that country feel. And one of the other great things is the actual drive-in is here in Richland. So if you love movies, especially in the summer, this might be a place for you to be. St. Meinrad, it's 700 people. This is where the monastery is, which I did a video on. It is one of my prettiest places, especially when you get outside the main town. The rolling hills are gorgeous here. Houses on top of just hillsides looking over these valleys, just absolutely stunning. So rural living for sure, but you do have the monastery in your backyard, and it gives you that rural feel of living as well. Also living in St. Meinrad, you will be close to Nancy Hanks Elementary School. That is actually very close to that elementary school as you're heading towards Santa Claus. Lincoln City, this is approximately 500 people. Most of what really resides here is Lincoln grew up between 1816 and 1830 in his boyhood here. So you have the National Memorial as well as the State Park, and also the Heritage Hills Middle School and High School, which is North Spencer's school system, resides here. So that is really what makes up this area. So if you're really into recreation trails, really enjoying the parks, as well as being close to the high school and middle school, this might be your place. And really the living itself is rural and around farm ground in the area of these homes that you might find. Gentryville, which is 700 people. This is east of Lincoln City. So it has a lot of similarities because there is some history that travels from Lincoln over to the Gentryville area. Some of the park systems kind of fall into Gentryville. Very small town, a few amenities there, more rural living, still close to Santa Claus and the high school and middle school in Lincoln City. So kind of gives you another area to live if you're looking for more rural, but still access to area schools. And Grandview, 700 people. This is one of our river cities, our towns. Beautiful historic homes, if you like river homes, you can find here. Overlooking the river, as well as the town itself has some historic homes that are absolutely gorgeous. A few amenities here, but just really you're wanting to live here because you want access to the river, fishing, boating, and just a recreational place, and beautiful. Hatfield is 800 people. This is probably the closest east and closest to Newburgh in the Warwick County line. So if you are wanting some easy access into potentially maybe Newburgh area or Warwick County, this will give you access to live more rural, still a little community. Cost of living probably is less than if you were wanting to be in Newburgh, and still have easy access into work potentially that direction. So a nice town to consider. Mariah Hill, 200 people. And this is a darling town. It reminds me a lot of St. Meinrad, the rolling hills, really beautiful home sites. This is a tight community as well. There's a church in this town and they do a festival every year with the community both. And so if you love turtle soup, this is where you'll find it because they do make it every year at this festival. And just absolutely really a beautiful place to live. Very rural. You got your farm ground area around you as well. A few amenities, there's a restaurant and things like that. But in general, just a very rural living, but a very, very pretty environment in that agricultural setting. Midway, 150 people. This is really the closest to Boonville. It's really almost on the Warwick County line. And all I have to say about this when I think of Midway is farm ground. There's farm everywhere around you. So if you want that farm ground feel, an agricultural feel, that is definitely what this is. And really living in the middle of nowhere. There's not a whole lot of amenities. You blink about the town itself, but that's the feel if you're in the Midway area. Lamar is a small town that if you're going south of Santa Claus, it's another blink and you go through. Not a whole lot there, but a few historic homes and rural living and ag. But it is another town, like a lot of our small towns that have that little small town feel and what makes everybody really close to these small towns. So Lamar, which is south of Santa Claus and near the schools, and a few hundred people. Newtonville is about 150 people. This is pretty much a rural community. Another one, if you blink, you'll go right through it. But it gives you a feel, another small town that they do pocket as a rural.
Rio, Indiana is a charming gem in the southern part of Spencer County with a population of around 850. This close-knit community is conveniently near South Spencer High School and features a nostalgic drive-in movie theater. Outdoor enthusiasts will love the myriad opportunities for adventure, from hiking and fishing to simply enjoying the scenic beauty. Despite its small size, Rio exudes a welcoming atmosphere that makes everyone feel right at home.
I hope you enjoyed our summary of the Spencer County towns, all the way from the teeniest to the largest. And it just gives you a feel that we are small town America here in Indiana. We have a lot of small towns. It's not just big towns that make up our counties, and they all have their own charm to them. So a lot of videos have been done on the bigger towns, so go back and look at those. I'm not going to dwell on the town as much as you just understand what these counties are made up of. Spencer County as a whole is a very agricultural county. With access to the river, we do have things that have came in because of that, but it is an agricultural community as a whole, and it does have really tight-knit community, small towns. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helped you look at our towns and our area and how it's set up in the county. If you have ever any questions, just reach out, and until next time, I'll see you then.
We open doors in realty. Key Associates. Key Associates.